All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Hope everybody had a great trading day today. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here in 1 second. Do 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 do. All right. Do 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 do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And so, welcome to this week's conclusion to our discussion on day trading ABCs, brought to you by the letter W. So, we're going to be talking about the W pattern tonight. And before we do that, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So, please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so tonight we are going to go over the state of the market, and then we're going to take a look at futures, then we're going to go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So here we are. So SPX. Da, 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 da. All right, let me just get this resized here so I can see everything, make sure everything's coming through okay, good. All right, so SPX monthly chart. So we're down 10 points today. It felt like an eternity today with just all the chop today, but it was quite a day, down 10 points today. But monthly chart still looking strong over last month's high and pushing its way up here, still over the mid Bollinger Band and actually working our way up to the upper Bollinger Band here, if you could believe it, after the Corona crash. Weekly chart, super duper change of composure, right? We're over the 30 weekly moving average. Really cool stuff right here. Big level we still have to deal with is this this breakdown high right here around this like 31.37 area. 31.37. Yeah, 31.37 is a good number. And so we got to get above that, and then from there on the daily chart, you can see we could try to make an attack here to the open gap, and then after that, possibly all-time highs. Now, all-time highs have been a little bit rough here recently. A lot of stocks and even the indexes like the Qs have got to all-time highs and kind of reversed sharply off of it, but that might just be people trying to take profit after the big down move, or just trying to just get out of their position for about break even. It's possible. But anyway, so daily chart here, we're working our way up. We have a doji day today, so it was a kind of a choppy day. It ended up being relatively narrow range. It was still pretty good, 38 points, but it gave some wild moves back and forth today. And we'll take a look at that here. But we are still bullish until proven otherwise. We're over a rising 50-day moving average. The 8 is over the 21. We've already broken the 200, and we're over the upward trend line. Only issue again, right, is that 31.37 area, which is potential resistance. So we're kind of working on an ascending triangle here on the daily. It's pretty interesting, right? So we've had 4 green days in a row, and today actually ended up green. It really wasn't a true red day, but it was. But it felt like it for a good part of the day. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday. So it's kind of some choppy stuff right here. We gapped down this morning. Not too bad. We had some, as usual, some rough job numbers in the morning. So they actually kind of went down a little bit with that. It almost seemed like logic was going to hit the market, but it didn't, right? So we ended up with a hammer here, kind of a narrow range 15 orb, and then we broke that to the upside to get back to these levels right here, right? And that was kind of a bit of resistance. There was some longer term resistance out there that we looked at on the futures. And that actually brought us back down, right? Tried to get back below the 15 orb low, came back to the highs, and then flush, and then they ripped at the close. Pretty amazing stuff. It was a wild day today, so it ended up really kind of working as a doji, and we ended up within that 15 orb range. So pretty cool stuff there. Let's take a look. These are the levels that we provide to our members before each market open. So you can see some kind of cool stuff here today. So we got up to the this weekly R2 level right here. I had a triangle at the top. That was our breakdown key right there. We consolidated here at the 15 orb high, and then we broke down. Right, we got to these levels right here. We actually caught a nice short here intraday. Consolidated a little bit here, broke back up, triangle back down, a little bit of a flaggish type pattern here, rising wedge. Broke down again, and it really looked like things were going to get kind of crazy, but we did run into kind of a support level here, which we show on the futures, and then gave you a nice reversal hammer right here, back up, tested these levels, and then they ripped it at the close. So pretty cool stuff. So good. So those are the action from today. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they're behaving this evening. We're up about 4 points tonight because you can see all these levels right here that we use, right? So this is the resistance zone that we came into today on the futures. And we look at these all throughout the day just to kind of gauge the strength in the market and also to look to trade our SPY setups, things like that. So pretty cool things, right? So one of the things that was also interesting as well, right, is the where we found support today, right? So the support here where we bounced was actually here in the prior day's pre-market levels. Look how congested we got in here. So that shows there's a lot of buying and selling pressure in there. So once we drop to that level in this area, that's where we found our reversal today. So it's pretty cool. So that's what we're seeing in the futures here. So tonight, we can look at a couple different things. We can't really draw a fresh trend lines. We can put a kind of a geometric line on this tonight to go from these lows up here to this high and use this level right here to see if we can kind of stay above that for the rest of the evening. But we'll see where they bring us in the morning. It could be pretty interesting. So good stuff. So there's the futures right there. So from now, let's take a look at what we're going to talk about tonight. So here's the discussion tonight. So we're going to wrap up our discussion on day trading ABCs, and today we're going to be going over the W pattern. So the W pattern, just like everything else, the chart basically makes the shape of a W. So really what it is ultimately is a double bottom. But the key is the entries on this one, right? When do we get in? So a couple areas we could consider getting in. We can get long over the top of the W to try to get a push to the upside, or we can use the midpoint of the W and try to look for an entry there, with a reasonable stop potentially at the low of the W or a trailing stop up. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So let's look at a few examples. So let's take a look here. So we've got, let me get this pulled up here. All right, so let's take a look at, first of all, let's take a look at SHOP. Okay, so SHOP on the daily, this has just been such a fun one recently for us, right? After our session on the harmonics, how we dropped off this harmonic high. So one of the cool things right here is now the W, we try to look for something that's at the exact same level. Now it's about the same level. Now sometimes we don't get that, right? So here's an example. Basically, you can see the harmonics here just form that W pattern right here. So one of the things we could look at is a break above the midpoint level of this W. And so a lot of times, just like we've talked about this before, like head and shoulders, different setups that we use to use that even as a sideways W right here. So here would be kind of the midpoint of the sideways W. We got a nice breakout candle here on the daily, right through that W formation, and this is a great candle right here, good volume, nice move, and then it worked its way up just beautifully through that formation there. So nice W on SHOP there. It actually gave a W formation here as well. So pretty cool stuff. So this first one was a little bit tight to be a W, but here we had this move down. Here where we got to just about the same level right there, and then we worked our way up nicely, right? So you can see here, right, you can either go long over the top of the W, which is right at these levels right here. Once you find a strong candle above that, this is a pretty good one right here, right? So you can get long there, or the midpoint through the W right here, and you can see this. So you had this breakout candle right here, right? And if you got really, you could have tried this one too, but this one here consolidated for several days, and then it worked its way up to, and then ultimately continued its way to the upside. So nice W there on SHOP. We've seen this too on SPX. Okay, so SPX as well. So not recently. Actually, we haven't really seen a real W pattern on this one. A couple sideways ones right here, right? You can kind of look at maybe like this, that type of action, right? So a midpoint through that median line right here gave you a little bit of a move up, and then it kind of turned into like a WV pattern, which is another one, a sideways WV. But combining letters is beyond the scope of this series right here. So, but we did get a few back in 2015 and 2016. So pretty neat stuff right here, right? So we had a sharp move down here, move up, down, right? Ended up turning into a W there. It never crossed above the top of the W, but you did get a nice move over the midpoint level of the W, right, and worked its way up. You had a nice strong candle here, a nice one here, and those ended up working their way up very nicely back in 2015. The same thing happened in 2016, right? So you had a big move down here, up, down, up, midpoint level, strong candle, right, and worked its way up there out of the midpoint of the W. So good stuff. So that is the double bottom. That is the W setup, and it's a really cool tool, and you can also find it intraday. If you go, let's just kind of take a look at the 5-minute chart right here. So you can kind of see like a little mini W here today on the SPX, right? So you had a little move down here, up, down, entry through the midpoint, which was this candle right here, right, and gave you a nice move up to the next level. So it's pretty cool. Nice little double bottoms right there. And it's nice here when you have key levels, which we provide to our members like this, that you can use and it kind of draws you that support level anyway. And then once you find that setup, you can look to attempt to take a trade on it. So good stuff. Well, I hope you guys found that helpful. It's been a fun week discussing these. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap as early as possible so we can have one more awesome trading day this week, tomorrow, Friday. And don't forget, tomorrow is Friday, so it's options expiration day on the weeklies. So consider trading next week's options if you don't like that nasty theta decay and don't have setups for quick momentum moves. So this way you could look to hold one longer without getting really nasty pullbacks on them, and also to avoid getting assigned over the weekend. That's never a fun thing. So anyway, good stuff. So good. So Shirley sent in a few via email here. So let's take a look at those. So Shirley sent a few going. So airlines have been really, really strong. So AOK just rode that train as well, or flew that plane as well with the rest of the airlines. Just amazing continuation on these airlines today. So great volume today, great move. Just watch out, it's bullish here now until proven otherwise. Here's our recent trend line. We broke out of the range recently, and now we're following this trend line up. Just watch that cloud resistance on this one. Really, the mover of the day was American Airlines. This thing was on fire today. I mean, actually, that's probably a bad analogy to use, but this thing was really taking off today. I think that's a better analogy. So it broke out of the range here this morning, and it just kept going. It filled like some closing gaps right here. It got to this level. It pushed above it. It couldn't get above this pivot level here, so it came back and kind of closed around this area, of which it was familiar. So it wouldn't be surprised to see airlines consolidate a little bit tomorrow, but what an epic move on them today. So good job on those. Good. So AOK MU. This one's been pretty strong recently too. So today, we had that triple inside day. That was kind of one of the big deals with MU recently. We got over it yesterday with a strong move, and we got some nice follow through today. Really impressive in the morning. It was just not giving up. It was a great reversal yesterday, and then just to get over all those levels today, cleared all the pre-market levels, strong close over the 15-hour, momentum move through these levels, and just get a great move up here. And then it's just kind of consolidated here into the rest of the evening. So we'll see how that goes into tomorrow. But nice one on MU. And of course on the daily, it was a triple inside day breakout, right, that failed to break down, held the cloud, and then worked its way up. So you don't see too many triple inside days. When you get one on a stock that actually is tradable, it's really cool. So nice move out of there on MU as it cleared all those levels. MS, Morgan Stanley. Yeah, so some of the banks have still been pretty strong. Morgan Stanley is definitely a good one on the radar today. Good volume came up, bit of a doji sandwich up today, so that was nice. So next level is gap resistance right here, and then it might try to fill that gap. So we've got that going on Morgan Stanley. KRE. Regional banks. So just once again, you have Morgan Stanley, which is not really a regional bank, but a lot of the banks have been pretty decent here. Fresh trend lines, so still bullish to proven otherwise. And I like how it's poking its head out over its daily cloud on that one. So that's a good one to keep an eye on too, to see if the banks will give more strength today. And then Capri Holdings, nice move on that one too. Decent volume, not great, but definitely working its way up here and trying to get out of this range. So awesome stuff, great stuff, Shirley. I really appreciate it. Aloha sent a few in via Twitter. So we've got Fitbit. We mentioned this the other day when we were looking at just regular Fit, and I had a fit over it. So anyway, nice move up right here. Big push up here. Doji sandwich up a couple days ago, and then great follow through the upside on. I keep on calling it Fitbit. Sorry, Fifth Third. See, I'm having a fit over the whole thing again. Fifth Third Bank. So this is one of the regional banks that was strong today with the KRE, which Shirley just mentioned there. Sorry, guys. Fitbit is FIT. Gets me every time. And that's still struggling here as a penny stock. So anyway, good stuff there. Thank you for that one. SU, nice move to the upside right here. Kind of like a larger cup and handle pattern that we're seeing coming through these levels here. Good volume today. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of a stronger candle, but this one did pop up on a few radars today. Had some good flow and some huge volume intraday. So let's see if that can give some good follow through into tomorrow. Energy was pretty strong today as well. And then speaking of energy and oil was pretty decent today too. And Schlumberger had a nice move as well, as it is working its way into the open gap here. So you got to like that, pushing its way up in the cloud. Good volume. Let's see if we can kind of get up here. I like how the top of the gap corresponds with the top of the cloud. So good stuff. Thanks, Aloha. Mike, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Does Boeing have any more legs? Well, it definitely had a nice gap up today. So here's some kind of cool stuff that we saw on Boeing today. It had a great candle yesterday, so obviously getting some follow through today was fantastic. And one of the nice things on this is that it gapped up and held. The only thing it did is it came into this pivot resistance here, which was the start of this nasty triangle that we had to deal with for months. It got right to that level and found a little bit of resistance there, so an upper shadow there. So let's see if it can push over these highs, right? You got the scene in the breakdown right here that it could try to get above, found a little resistance there. Above that, it could try to work its way to the top of the cloud and try to get there. So we'll see. I'm not going to say it's going to do it overnight, but that's got some potential to it. Good stuff. And then Zoom, yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look here. So Zoom had a big day yesterday. Nice follow through from earnings, and then today just kind of pulled back a little bit, consolidated a little bit, 13 points. We actually pointed this out in the private Twitter today, and folks did well on this one today. Nice inside 15 here on the 15-hour breakdown, decent move, and a couple other setups here as it worked its way to the downside. So good stuff. Yeah, great stocks right there. The Nest, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look. So you've got BJ. Oh no, what happened to BJ? It went down today. I didn't think it was possible for this one. This one was so strong recently. So really, we thought it was working on a pennant right here, but I guess it turned out to be a descending triangle, and it broke out of that triangle low right here and started to get into this big earnings candle. So about 50% through that range right here is potential support. So see if it can work its way down there, which kind of corresponds with the 21-day moving average. Good stuff there. Shaq, yeah, great one to point out here today. Shaq, we all know that Shaq can move when it's ready, right? So nice cup and handle pattern right here, and today was a great breakout candle on that one. In fact, we should still keep this on the bullish radar tomorrow based on that cup and handle breakout. So let me get that on the radar today. 1 second. Okay, so Friday. Let's take a look at Shaq. Looks good. Great one. Thanks for bringing that one up. Chegg. Little pullback there. Came down recently off that rising wedge after earnings, and it's basically just kind of holding these areas right here. It almost looks like a sideways M pattern, but let's see. So it's just, basically you got these geo levels right here that are going to be key for it to get over. So let's see how it can hold that. It's holding an old pitchfork over here, so we got geo levels to the upside right here. So it's kind of a diamond pattern right here. Let's see how it holds that going into this week and next week. CDLX. Upper shadow today, but nice push to the upside. Not too bad, so let's see if it can continue to work its way up. Just watch out for that upper shadow. Tilray. Oh, Tilray. Will you ever break out again? Well, it's getting tight in there. This is the type of thing that Tilray does. I know a lot of folks are really trying to get like long-term long here, but it can be really tough, especially with options the way Tilray likes to behave, right? So this kind of gets in this choppy, grindy areas. It gives an up move like this, and choppy. Up move, and then choppy. Up move, choppy. So let's see if it can kind of work its way up here. I'd like to see it get over the cloud before the end of the cloud. That would be nice. And then GOL, goal! Yeah, so gold doing okay right here. Great candle yesterday off of a great, two great breakout candles right here. And just kind of consolidating a little bit here, upper shadow. So just be careful with that if it wants to pull back anymore. So good stuff. ZEK, MGM. So today was the day the casinos opened. Yay! And so it ended up closing pretty strong here. Ended up pulling back and filling that gap below pretty early. Gave you a hammer inside 15 up and then just kind of drifted up. Yesterday was a great day. The day before was a decent climb too. So let's see. It got a little bit sloppier today, but definitely trying to do its thing. So good stuff there. UAL. So there's another one. Yep, airlines super strong today, drifting up a little bit after hours. I think they put some extra numbers out here today at the close and after the close, and a great candle right here. Not as super as American Airlines, but still pretty decent. And but it did find resistance here at this pivot level. So just be careful with that one. So one of these days they're gonna calm down on these airlines. JP Morgan already came out at the end of the day and said that American Airlines numbers were kind of funky. So Luckin Airlines, huge volume today. So why people are still risking this thing, who knows? But it was strong at the open, big move at the open, inside 15 up, held your ADMA all the way up here, and then it kind of flushed a little bit. For some reason, it's back after hours. I mean, this company's not even legit, and people are still trading it. But it is what it is. So yeah, great volume today. Let's see if we can get over today's highs and keep working its way up. I guess the traders will enjoy it until it's done. Let's take a look. So Chef also planning on being listed too. So Chef doing pretty good. Nice follow through on that one. I know you guys have been tracking this for a while. Great volume yesterday, good candle, and it got a little bit follow through the upside. So let's see if that's just a consolidation for a potential measured move up. Looking good there. Zynga. So big move up here, right? Big earnings, right? Nice follow through the next day, and then it just kind of gave you a big hanging man up here and pulled back off of it. So it pulled back to the ADMA. So let's see if it can consolidate here a little bit and try to hold, right? Really key level is going to be 50% of the range of that first breakout candle. Good stuff. LVGO, the Nest. Good to see the ZEK. Yeah, so LVGO, great breakout candle yesterday, but it left you with an upper shadow, made it a little bit challenging. Tried to give you a little push this morning, then gave you those teeny little tweezer tops right there and pulled back. So it did hold the 21-day moving average, so let's see if we can kind of build from there. DA, my pleasure. Hope you're doing well. The Nest, BETZ. Listed fund sports betting. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's kind of the bets. I like it. So that's hanging out there a little bit. So big upper shadow there today. See if they can get some strength on that one. It looks like a new listing. Etsy tried to push today, couldn't really do it, but came off an inside day high and came back in the range. So we've got a geometric line now to look at to see how that handles it. And then pins, yeah, some good option activity on this one today, but it couldn't stay over the 200-day moving average. So now we want to see if we can get over today's high. Good stuff. DAGE, good evening, great day, huge gap up ahead, sweet, yay. We'll see what they have in store for us. Twitter, yes. Blah, shorted it out. Yeah, there you go. So Twitter. Yeah, had some down moves today. Inside day today ended up as a down day here. So let's see if we can try to. I wish it was like a tighter day than that, but it did give a few downside moves today. So let's see what it does. Might consolidate for a little bit, give us like a triangle or something like that to work with, and then maybe give us another opportunity for a breakout. So definitely something to keep an eye on still. Dazzling Sensation, what's going on? Yeah, let's take a look at Shop. Shopify. So Shopify, guys, all right, this is kind of a tough one to see right here, but it did put in a bear flag yesterday off of these, and we broke down below that today. Excuse me, grapefruit. Okay, so we came down there, we dropped down below the prior trend box right there, so it's pretty complicated right here. Right, originally broke down through the trend box this way. Technically, that made a bigger trend box right here, and we're still in it. So we can kind of look at it that way. But really what happened, is basically we're in the context essentially of a bear flag here, a little bit of a bear flag, kind of a rising wedge just said. So we broke out of there. So now see if we can break down below those lows to come back down and test the low end of that trend box on Shop. And then Tesla. Okay, so Tesla. All right, let's see here. So Tesla inside day down today, unfortunately. We were hoping it would gear up and give another push to the upside, but really it's been moving on height. And it's running out of steam on that one. So it came back down to the 80 MA, so let's just see if it can hold that right now. So Tesla's a tough one. Now this one did pop up on our short radar here a couple times today, and a couple bear flags down, and ultimately one big flush there toward the end of the day. So a little bit nasty right there, but let's see if we can kind of gear up there at the 8-day moving average. Good. And NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, a bit of an upper shadow right here. This looks really messy. Sorry about that with all these things here. But in fact, let me clean this up for everybody here. Let's see. How's that look? That looks a little bit better. Let me even do another one. Okay, so lows to the high to the last intersection point right here. So it's basically just kind of hanging. Oh, there's another line there. Sorry, that guy. Okay, so it's basically just kind of did a little nosedive into the upper trend line here today. So let's see if that can hold its support. Right. So we had a nice move up, down. Let's see if we can bounce off of that. If not, breaks down below there. Right, here's your trend box line right there, right, that 320. So let's see how it holds, but let's see if we can get strong. The semis were strong. It was strong today at the open. It did give us a nice move this morning. Right, nice move up right here and a great pop out of the 15-orb high. And other than that, it just kind of consolidated after that and was kind of some sloppy price action back into the trend line. So let's see if we can bounce off of that tomorrow if the market wants to be strong. Roku, great follow through to the downside so far on this one as it was breaking out of the cloud. Now the real next contender is the low of this candle. So let's see how that holds the pivot point below there. We've got an open gap below on Roku to keep an eye on right here. It's still below its downward trend line. So trend is bearish until proven otherwise. Glue. Huge move today, but it's really just kind of forming a big bull flag right here. So let's see if we can get above those levels, right? And it gave some nice moves this morning, but it really kind of gave you one of those A patterns that we talked about here today, right, or the other day. So this week. So pretty neat stuff on that one. So see how that holds. Now we got to get all the way back above today's highs to get this thing going again. But it was pretty hot today, this morning at least. So good stuff. And then Diz. Okay, so Disney. Pretty decent move here today. A little bit of a lower shadow here, and then worked its way up. We're right at this pivot level with a bit of an upper shadow here. So just kind of a rough one, but still something to keep an eye on to see if it wants to try to work on those levels above. Good stuff. The Nest, GMPL. Inside day. So pretty interesting stuff. Nice little esports type one right here. So kind of working on like a pennant right now. So let's see if we can kind of continue here sideways and then give us a breakout one way or the other. Nice. Rochelle, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your support. Work. Nasty pullback today on work, but it was a nice nasty pullback, right? So if you waited a little bit, wow, it did a wow. Hold on, let's take a look at this one here. Yeah, that was after hours too. Oh, earnings, that's right. But it was a nasty bear. I mean, it was a good preparation candle on this one here. with the bearish engulfing candle all the way at the high. So it's not to say that a bearish engulfing is going to always give you a negative earnings number and you can just short anything into earnings because anything can happen. But it did flush down here after hours. And sorry, it just looked so big earlier. But if that was, I mean, today's price action was pretty decent here at the open. You give a nice bear flag down. And from there, though, yeah, after hours here, kind of gapping down here to like this 32.33 level. So if you go to the daily chart, where does that put us into tomorrow? It puts us like right into this 32.33 area here, which is your upward trend line. So, earnings were kind of, meh. Actually, they weren't as bad as expected, and which is kind of crazy. You would have thought they would have been decent with all the work at home type stuff, but is what it is. So it's gapping right down to the upward trend line here. So let's see if it gets a bounce off of that tomorrow. So good stuff. DAQCOM. Yummy doji sandwich. Nice. Let's take a look here. So let's take a look at the doji sandwich of QCOM. Yeah, little doji sandwich, from yesterday's spinning top. Try to work its way up right here. It actually filled the gap today. It did its job, right, from a couple days ago. Huge move. Came back up, filled the gap, and then chopped around after. It's like, oh, now what do? I did my job. Right now, let's see if we can get another breakout candle to get to this cup and handle type pattern and then work our way up to these levels up here. Pretty amazing stuff on the QCOM. Robin, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Glad you could make it. Boeing. Yeah, so decent move today on Boeing, right? So a couple of the key things on Boeing, right, when we kind of look out here, right? We had a huge day yesterday on it. Today we gapped up, gave us a spinning top today with great volume. But look where it found resistance, right at this pivot level here at the start of this triangle. So let's just see if we can kind of work and get above that. You also had that guy right there, that little upper shadow right there, which kind of made that final resistance here. So let's see if we can get above that again, right, and then work our way to the scene of the breakdown here, which corresponds to the top of the cloud. So we're going to see how that goes on that one. WBA. Boeing with a W in front of it. So looking pretty interesting. This one's been really tough, right? You can see we drew this sideways, this slanted megaphone formation from here to here and there to there, right? So we're kind of working our way up to the top of that. This has been a tricky one. I know there's a lot of volume on it, but eventually these guys are going to get delisted. It's been kind of out of play, but nice strong move into the cloud. So let's see if we can get over yesterday's highs and give another push up into the cloud on that one. And then CAT. Wow, Cat, look at that one. Nice push. Look at that. Good move over the 200-day moving average. We'd like to have seen a little bit more volume on it, but it's really doing pretty good right here. So nice move over the 200-day. Let's see if we can push above that going into tomorrow. Great stuff. Great finds. DA Shop, you said under trend in your after hours chart. However, nice news, beware. Let's take a look. Maybe I didn't see anything after hours here. Yeah, it's kind of chopping around a little bit here. So we had this triangle down today. And then we're not really downtrending. We're just kind of in the trend box right now. We're just kind of in the zone. But we did break down out of a bear flag right there. So let's see if that can kind of push its way down a little bit farther or if they decide to bounce it there. But yeah, always beware. J-Moss, what's going on? Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Disney. The chop fest continues. So it is plowing. It is pushing its way up slowly. But it left with an upper shadow here today. Let's see if we get some falls to the upside on that one. SLG, nice inside day right here. Just be careful, right? We got a couple big resistance levels as soon as we get some charts up right here. A couple resistance levels there. So just keep an eye on that going into. Wow, look at all those. Look at those 3 black soldiers right there on the way down, or 3 black crows on the way down. Cool. So nice move on that one. Inside day today. So let's see how that goes. And then tomorrow, see if we can break to the upside on that one, and then beyond. So BYND actually had another up move today, but still chopping around, right? It's kind of coming to these areas. So it's still range bound right here. Let's see if it can try to get above today's highs and try to get a move on it. But it gets so tricky sometimes. It makes big moves and then gets sloppy. Big moves, sloppy. Just a tough one there. Crazy candles on BYND. But good stuff. DA, NVAX. We're a DOD contract. Nice. Yeah, still in the context of that bull flag right there. So let's see if we can get it. How do you maximize options profit potential if it gaps up pre-market? Well, if you're in options right now, right, then and it's for some reason gaps up, I mean, you just raise your stops, right, to the best you can. Some people like to follow by the 60-minute chart, right? So if you go to the 60, right, and it gaps up, you can go to the lowest 60 of the prior day and use that as a potential trailing stop. Some folks do that. Some folks we like to use the 15 sometimes. Crazy, some of these crazy volatile stocks you just got to be careful with. So, and never look a gift horse in the mouth. But good stuff right there. MRO. Yeah, oil's been pretty strong right here. It's getting pretty close. Good volume here today. It's still contained within the range, right? So we definitely want to see it get above that guy right there, which is getting pretty close. So let's see if we can get above there with some volume. And then you got your open gap right there for it to work on. Nice stuff. Baggish, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Love. Southwest Airlines. Yeah, nice push up today. Again, all the airlines have been generally pretty strong, right? So the strong ETF sector moves on these guys. Bullish still proven otherwise. The continuity works its way up to the cloud, but a little bit of an upper shadow today. Again, AAL is pretty smooth, trades smoothly. DAL trades pretty smooth too, and UAL trades okay. So good stuff. And then Plug, yeah, energy got some strength today. And wow, Plug Power really broke out of a lot of these levels. You got to give it some credit here today. So that's a big move here. Even got above these guys here, right? So great stuff on Plug. In fact, that's going to go on the bullish radar for tomorrow as well. Good. Okay. Good stuff. And Google, the Goog. Finally, a little bit of pullback on Google as it's been struggling to get into that gap right there. So nice move there. Let's see if it's a little bit of a lower shadow at the end of the day, but let's see if it can give you a push down to the 21-day moving average if you're bearish on it. If not, it's holding some big congestion zones right here. Like you got that prior resistance and support right here. So really range bound. Really waiting on a candle like Plug with some volume to try to get out of that. Good stuff. Ernesto, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Roku. Decent follow through to the downside today. We pointed out in the live stream this morning that this rally might be shortable, right? It gave you an upper shadow right here at our pre-market. This is why we draw these pre-market, right? Our pre-market channel, upper shadow right there, also off the 15-hour high, and that gave you a nice move down this morning. Okay, good move there, and then it finally pushed below the prior day's lows and closed below the cloud. So really nice stuff on that one. And then SPCE. Narrow range inside day today. So it had some strength yesterday from the lows. So let's just see if it's consolidating and trying to work its way up. Good stuff. The Nest, light. Let's take a look. Yeah, light. So good candle yesterday. Didn't get a lot of, wasn't very forgiving today. We see this a lot with this one. This is a tough one to trade. Big candle up here, triple inside day. Big candle here, inside day. Big candle here, inside day. So just because this is just looking at all the candles and going back and looking at it. Right, you can be like, I don't know if this is one I really want to mess with, right? Upper shadows, all these crazy shadows everywhere, but it's looking pretty good. You see, you have a momentum move through here, but then you're running into that triple inside day resistance up there too. Good stuff. Samit, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. AZN, how's that doing? Wow, I wonder if that's going to be a buy the dip opportunity on this one. So much call activity has happened on this thing, so it's like they're gearing up for news, but it's pulling back here a little bit. So just see how it holds that 21-day moving average. Again, it's tough on the biotech ones. SCHW. Good stuff there. Merger was confirmed. Merger confirmation with TOS, or acquisition with TOS with TD Ameritrade. So we'll see how that goes here. But really nice candle today on Schwab, and that huge volume today, and it closed over its 2-day moving average. So that's a very nice bullish one to keep an eye on right there. And then PFE. Inside day, but holding the cloud, so we've got that going on there. So hopefully it'll try to break to the upside on that one. Otherwise, it's got some support below at the cloud. CVS, pretty narrow range right here, so not much going on that one right there, but it is holding the 200-day moving average. And Verizon, slowly working its way up. Decent volume today, trying to push out. To me, it looks like it's just trying to get above that huge candle that we had last Friday. So let's see if we can it's just kind of grinding its way back up to there. So keep an eye on that one. Bagesh, yeah, Chewy. Whew, always so strong. Buddy loves this one. It was really ripping at the open today. We got earnings coming up next week on Chewy. And so Buddy learned his lesson not to trade through earnings, so I'll tell you that much here. But yeah, big move at the open, and then a fast down move right here. And this thing's just been wild recently. So big upper side. Just be careful with that, as it's already had a nice move up here pre-earnings. Heather, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Good evening. Let's take a look at Apple. So apples and bananas. So still holding the 8-day moving average right here. I tried to give a push here this morning and really couldn't do it. We talked about it in the live stream this morning. Just lots of upper shadows in the morning. It made it really tough to get going. And then it pulled back. It was one of the weaker ones today. Pulled back right here. A couple higher. Lower lows and lower highs. Excuse me, guys. It's late, getting late. But yeah, so basically you're in the context of a downtrend here today, but it did rally at the close. So let's see if we can try to gear up tomorrow and maybe give us some Friday fun to the upside. And who knows, maybe tomorrow will just be super bullish. We can try to get to all-time highs. But yeah, doing that. Hey, Robin. Hey, guys. Ankit, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Facebook. Let's take a look. Facebook hanging in there right to the pivot level, right, a little bit of a lower shadow off that one, starting to break down below this this bump trend line right here. So watch out if it breaks down below yesterday's lows. Facebook got pretty weak today, intraday. Good stuff. Austin, good evening. Hey, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for sticking with it. Proud of you. The X Country Kev, what's going on? Plug. Yeah, just a super day today. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that one tomorrow. It's definitely going to be on the bullish radar. Looks like you get some more strength on that. Let's see. Cheap, but fun. Trader VR, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Tesla. So Tesla took the inside day down today, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can hold that 8-day moving average. Lilly, a little pullback there to the 50, so keep an eye on that one. It's in the context of a downtrend, so it's those type of surprises sometimes make sense there. Johnson just chopping around there with the doji. Pepsi, I tried to get strong the other day, but it just pulled right back there to the 50 moving average. So keep an eye on that one. And then SPCE, narrow range inside day today, so just be careful with that one. But maybe it'll try to give another breakout to try to get back into the cloud. Good. Mr. Mosby, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. UUP. Whoa, what is this? UUP index triple bullish ETF right here. Yeah, so that did pull its way down a little bit here. Made it a little bit challenging today with the choppiness and some of the downside of the market right there. But yeah, decent pullback on that one. TTD, just be careful with the triple. TTD, nasty inside day today, down 17 points today. So low consolidation after yesterday's awesome candle. And then MMM. MMM. So yeah, actually looking pretty good right here. This is something we wrote in the newsletter this weekend that's even good over the 200-day moving average, and it did. I got a little follow through there. Next levels up are these pivot levels here. So good stuff. Reed, what's going on? Luckin Airlines. I love it. A little slip for the funky bucks. Nice one. That's a good one. Luckin Air. Did I say that? Did I say Luckin Airlines? Luckin Coffee? Whatever it is. They're the ones with the funky books. That's funny. Ankit, good evening, MDB. Wow, MDB with a big pullback here today on some volume, and it was earnings after hours on MDB, so let's see how that did here today. A little bit more downside on MDB, so let's see how that holds going into tomorrow. Thank you actually for reminding me of this here. Give me 1 second. Let's get that there. There. Work. MDB. Good. Good stuff. Good. Yep, so MDB, let's see how that holds into tomorrow. Not too much fun. It's only at 214, which kind of still puts it in here. So it could give a little bit of a reverse tomorrow if it wanted to. So just see how that holds. CGC, getting really, really tight down here. Actually looking like a little bit of a bear flag. So just keep an eye on that on this pot name not doing so well right here with some upper shadows here within the context of a bear flag. And then check. Okay, check out the nice candle right there, real cheapo, name right here, but just just kind of keep an eye, see if you can get like a strong candle to get out of this range. So it's still range bound in there. So just be careful with that. JF, what's going on? What does the green cloud indicate when it projects ahead of the deep red itchy Moku cloud? What does the green cloud indicate when it projects ahead of the deep red? So like here, like this? Well, it just all depends, right? I mean, right now it's hard to say. Right? If right now we're just seeing red cloud on this one, right? But if it started to turn green, that would imply that once we get above there, that there was some bullishness prior, right? And then we could get above there and then come back and use it as potential support on the way up. Good stuff. Kim, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. SQ, how did that end up doing today? Oh, well, the good thing is that it gave you a great candle 2 days ago. Right, it gave you a nice follow through yesterday, but it was a decreased volume. So yesterday was a good day to hold, but not necessarily a great day to go long after the initial entry the day before. So, but if you were long yesterday, it gave you an opportunity to move stops up, and then it came back in and kind of brought back to the original candle. So let's see how it holds right here. Prior resistance, potential support with a lower shadow day. So let's see how that holds. I did, didn't I? Was that a healthy pullback? Yeah, I mean, it was pretty healthy. But don't forget, you got the ADMA right here, too. So it hasn't tested that one out. So sometimes they like to just catch up with each other, and then it goes. But, once it does that, we can look for some more, maybe candlestick setups to get up to that 100. It is possible. It is possible. The Nest finally sold those A575 calls. Nice! Woohoo! AVAV. Beautiful move right there. Good day to take profit like there. Selling on strength. I like it. And it's actually kind of looking almost parabolic right now. So I like it. Good job on that one. Fantastic. Nevin, what's going on? The Qs, thanks for mentioning that one. So the Qs, all-time highs today. And then they flushed after it, right? So I was like, yeah, and we're gone. So I was like, yeah, we did it. So yeah. So anyway, so a little bit tough right there, but let's see if it consolidates. It's kind of like right at the 80 MA, and let's see if it can kind of build up its way from there. But fresh high, fresh trend line. Fresh high, fresh trend line right there. So still holding trend. Although it is really starting to look like a one of those rising wedges that everybody on Twitter likes to draw. So keep an eye on that one there. Good stuff. Tossies, what's going on? Hey, good morning from Australia. Hope you're doing well. Hope the weather is great. Tracy, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. SPG. Oh yeah, I know you mentioned this. So this is great. Great follow through today. Awesome volume. Real estate sector is actually pretty strong today too. So let's see if that gets any follow through to the upside. So good job on that one. And then DKNG. Okay, well, it hung in there a little bit, so it closed a little bit above the close, but big inside day, so let's see if we can get above those levels, or if it serves as like an intermediate tweezer top. But it did pull back to the 80 merit there, so see how that holds. So good stuff. Yeah, it's been getting, a little bit interesting. It's definitely been up there. ABMD. Inside day. Inside day, so see how that holds right there. Break to one direction or the other. Zyme. Zyme is hugely range bound right here. Nasty candle day, but it's still holding the cloud and all that stuff. So you got this kind of this range right here that's still contained one. So just look for a breakout one way or the other on that one. And then Nevin, yeah, the Q's got it. Yeah, perfect. Hopefully you caught that. We just went over it for you. Muammer, what's going on? SRNE. Wow. Okay, so big move up right here on big volume. Got a nice move to $10, and then see it back down. So a little bit of an upper shadow here as everything's starting to curl back to the downside with a big gap below. Looks like a potential target on that one. Got Superstar. What's going on? Amazonius. So hanging in there, right? Upper shadow. So it's basically trying to work on a fresh little mini uptrend right here after it kind of recovered after its last drop. But it's a little bit tricky there. It's kind of below it, so just be careful. Just kind of keep an eye on your moving average. See if it holds the 80 MA into tomorrow. NKIT, well, let's see. It will be a big day tomorrow. Unemployment report, non-farm payrolls for May, and Mark can go there. I know, and it's usually when the numbers are bad too, it goes up. But sometimes when they're good, they go up too. So they just go up. Excuse me. So we'll see how they go in the morning. DA, yeah, my pleasure. Sumit. Yeah. Let's see how it goes with that AZN. Could be very interesting. Sure, good evening. Yeah, Facebook. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Facebook broke down below its intermediate trend line right here. And let's take a look here. So it was rough. It was on the weak side today, right? Big move down like wave 1, like ABC wave 2, right? And then it started wave 3. So let's see if it maybe tries to do a wave 5 tomorrow. But it was generally pretty weak. Gave some good weak setups here intraday. And but it is still holding its macro trend line. So let's see how that goes right there. I believe we still have a little bit of a gap below right here. High 220.49 low. Yep. So there's an open gap below there since the shop snooze. Good stuff. Utubadai, what's going on? Work. Crab harmonic pattern ready for a dump down. I like it. Yeah. So actually it could be right. So we have 1, 2, 3 crab. So, crab could be, let's take a look at the extension. Let's just try to use this as the extension right here. Yeah, at the 2.24, so that is possible, but the 2.618 is just above it as well. So we'll see. Yeah, definitely looks extended there, so potential crab on that one. Nice stuff. Yeah, we'll see how it handles after earnings tomorrow, but it looks like it'll gap down to 32, so see how it holds that trend line. Toa, what's going on? LVGO. Yeah, a bit of a dirty pullback there today as it tried to get out of the geo line yesterday. But it did pull down to the 21 EMA, so just kind of see how it holds there, see how it holds at 21, and see if we can get back over the 8 and then back over this geo line and maybe try to make another move. Good stuff. The Nest, SHW. Sherwin-Williams, and pulled back there to the 21 almost, so keep an eye on that one. Dazzling Sensation, do you mind explaining the 60-minute anchor when you tweet them? Yeah, so the 60 anchor, we've done some videos on them in the past. If you go to the... If you go through the playlist and stuff, but basically the idea is at the end of the day, on the 60-minute chart, right? If you finish with an inside candle, where's the 60 right here? If you finish with an inside candle, like one from yesterday, I think it was like shop. Okay, so this candle here at the end of the day, that's your last candle of the day on the hourly chart that starts, right? That starts the day at 9:30. Sometimes it'll default it to 9 o'clock, but it's got to be at 9:30. So that last candle is a 30-minute candle. It's still on the hourly chart. It still shows as an hourly candle, but it gets really, really compressed on an inside candle, and it's like the hour hasn't finished itself. So that hour continues itself into the next day, right? And so these levels become very important levels for the next day, right? And you can see right here, we broke above it in the open on shop, gave it a quick move up, and then once we got in that range, right, then we broke below that level for a big move. So once that happens, when you see these, that's why the 2 markets are very significant for trading at the open into the next day. It's like a continuation move into the next day, but it's like trading an inside candle, but like with extra energy built into it. So that's what we look for. So I call it the 60 anchor because it's an anchor point from the prior day. Good stuff. Then has more painters with riots. So that's a good point. Yeah, there you go. So long SH. We'll see. It was a nice pullback. Nice pullback on that one. So just see if it tags that 21 day and see how it holds it. And the 670 calls could be good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It could be a potential one right there. It is forming like basically like got this big cup pattern right here. So just be careful. It might extend itself a little bit. It might come back like tag that cloud to form your handle of a cup and handle, and then work its way up and start to go. So just watch your timing on that one. So good stuff, guys. Well, what a week this week. Tomorrow is Friday, so looking forward to it. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. This has been a fun discussion on the ABCs, and we'll be back at it again on Sunday with a new topic to talk about next week. And really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. Also click the notification button so you can see our other videos that we post. We post 3 videos during the market day. We do it pre-market to get a good prep for the day. We do it at lunch, and then we do it at the close too to do some recaps. And then of course we go live here with questions and chart requests. So be sure to click subscribe, notify, and then also whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button and be sure to check out the links in the description, because if you're joining us from YouTube, you can find us on Twitter there. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Thank you again for tuning in. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys